we're not here because we might get into it and we might be here till 10 o'clock. So that's good. All right.
Put this back here. All right. Yeah.
This is whiskey?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, it's the Macallan. It's a sherry oak. It's like it's a 12 years good. Nice,
smooth.
Nice little smoky taste to it too.
Good smoke. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like a good like whiskey, good scotch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just my shit. I'm not really like a Hennessy drinker or shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hennessy will have you beating up your girl, man. Hennessy will have you home fighting with your wife.
Yo, man, back in the day though, I used to like that was like especially when I was like a teenager, that was like your first kind of like drink like your first like introduction to the alcohol was like the Hennessy, and then it was with the Henny and Hypnotic, the Incredible Hulk.
You ever wonder why Hennessy is so prevalent in the African American community?
Why is that?
I don't know.
Oh, no,
I actually thought you was going to answer that as a white guy.
No, I don't know. I don't know why black people market Hennessy so much to a liquor company that probably does nothing for the black community.
Yeah.
And you've never seen a Hennessy commercial. They don't market to the African American community. So
well, actually, they do. They recruit at one point. I'm not sure if he's still affiliated, but they had Nas.
Yes.
Advertising for them.
Maybe they do market through rappers and we don't know it, right? Maybe they're saying, hey, every time you plug us, we'll give you $100,000. Maybe they do and we don't know it.
True that. Yeah, because they always talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's in the raps, it's in the songs. Henny about That's kind of like.
But I think the momentum now is because everybody says it and it's kind of like a part of the culture that it's kind of snowballed, right?
Yeah. Like with Young Ma, Hennessy, right? I call it Heffany, whatever that whole little line was. That shit really popped off though.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That shit really popped off, and that's
But I remember St. Ives, like Ice Cube and them used to promote it, and they got paid for it. In Old English, I think they paid. But I think only hip hop, and I may be wrong, is the only time they paid to promote liquor, and I don't mean endorse, right? But you've never seen like a rock and roll band endorsing liquor in their music.
I haven't.
Or Stevie Wonder.
But if you think about it, that's something that the culture glamorized. Because if you look at a lot of videos, whether it's today or even years past, in the videos, they're in the clubs. And what are they doing in the clubs? They're drinking.
Yeah.
And I think that connection is what kind of catapulted the prevalence of liquor advertisement in the black community. It started with, just the visuals. And then it's like, all right, we can monetize this. So if we start advertising this, then we'll make a little bit of money. And, it just went on from there.
You ever wonder why they find it so easy to promote negativity, like liquor and shit like that, and nothing positive? It's easy to promote liquor, and especially in, I hate to keep saying black, but lower income, because it's really more than like an African American thing. It's just a lower income thing. They promote the hell out of something like liquor, in them communities.
I mean, but think about it. You go to the hood right now. There's a liquor store on every corner.
Well, there's a liquor store because there's a demand.
That too.
There wouldn't be a liquor store if there wasn't a demand.
But it's like but I think it's strategic though. Just my personal opinion. I think liquor stores in the hood, and like when I say the hood, it doesn't matter what skin color you're from, because I've been all across the fucking the country when I was an over the road truck driver. You see it everywhere. There's always them on every corner. But when you go into more of
hold on, let's dissect that. You said it's strategic.
I feel like it's strategic, yeah.
So most of the time when you're seeing these little liquor stores, there's a local community people owning these liquor stores.
For sure.
It's not like the government or there's some white dude putting these liquor stores there. These are people in the neighborhoods owning them. So if there wasn't a demand for the liquor in the neighborhood, then there wouldn't be a liquor store.
But why would you need on like every quarter of a mile liquor store?
Because there's a demand. If there was a demand for laundromats, there'd be one on every other corner.
Yeah, but I get right. So I get that. But the thing is, yes, you got the person that owns the store, right? The liquor store, but you're still going through the government to get the liquor license. You're still going through somebody to get that property. So like, it's not just, you own it. That's your name on it. But realistically, if you don't own that unit outright, that commercial outright, And even then, when you don't pay a tax on it, they're still gonna come and take it.
I'm no advocate for any liquor stores or anything, or the government, but the city only allows so many liquor licenses, per radius.
I've heard that. Yeah,
They only allow so many, and it's not like, okay, let's allow 10 extra liquor licenses down in Providence in the lower income neighborhoods. Every city has their a certain amount of liquor licenses, and they don't allow any more after that. If they were maxed out and you wanted to own a liquor store, you'd have to buy somebody's license,
for sure,
transfer it over there. So I don't believe the whole conspiracy with the liquor stores. I think there has to be a demand. Number one, it has to be a demand. People have to be buying it.
I get it.
So you want to look a little deeper and say, why are people buying it?
So, but when you say conspiracy, explain that a little more. What do you think is the conspiracy?
Well, like he just said, he implied that the government or somebody or some entity is putting these liquor stores in these neighborhoods. That's what you implied, right?
Yeah, Well, allowing it,
allowing
it. Not putting it, because we can put it, but they're gonna allow you to get that license. They're gonna allow you to obtain it and allow you to get the.
I think they would allow it in East Greenwich.
Yeah, but they're not.
But they're not,
though. Because if you think about it, just think about a city like Barrington that is predominantly white and affluent.
Well, predominantly white and affluent, and let's speak about the demographic. What the average family makes there, right? The average family in Barrington probably makes $80K and over.
Yep. So you have an affluent, predominantly white demographic over there. Secondly, what do they call liquor stores in those affluent areas?
Wines and spirits.
Exactly. So they don't even kind of use that name to connect what they're doing. And I know you can't sit here and say white people don't drink, because they do. So when you talk about demand, white people drink just as much. When when you even think about the way people of color refer to white people when they're out drinking, there's actually
white boy wasted.
White boy wasted.
Yeah.
So drinking is something that white people probably do just as much, if not more, than people of color.
But
so that's one thing. But also, even when you break it down, take away liquor and you just add food. When you go to the hood, what do you see? A bunch of fast food restaurants,
spots, a bunch of fried fast food,
bodegas that sell all kinds of junk. When you go to these affluent areas, you don't see all of that.
What is it?
So there are systemic, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but there are systemic things that are made to be in the hood or allowed to be in the hood, so that a certain demographic is exposed to certain things and a certain demographic are not.
So I agree with you, but before you can make an educated statement on that, you need to look up how many people live in Barrington and how many people live in Providence. Providence is very densely populated.
For sure.
So there's a lot more people, which is going to require a lot more liquor on every corner, right? Because you got a 3-family home living across the street from a liquor store on Broad Street, or you have, 3 separate homes in Barrington. There's not that many people in Barrington as there is Providence. So obviously there's going to be a bigger demand for everything in Barrington. I mean, for everything in Providence, fast food and liquor and,
like in real estate, location, right? So,
I'm speaking more demographic as far as numbers. It's more of a densely populated community, so there's going to be more of a demand.
But that's what I mean. But that also correlates to location, though, because if there's less people, location, you're not going to have them everywhere. More people, you are right into like what you're saying. You're going to have them in more places because of locations.
Sure.
And you know what I'm saying? And say you have a location on like the corner of, let's say, on Elmwood and that like where the Blanco you used to be, right? So, there. And then you go up the street, there's another one, you know what I mean? But it's like, but realistically, like, that one liquor store, it's like, you have a lot of homes in there, but like, the radius, but the separation between them isn't far.
There's way more people in Barrington and way more people in Providence, probably triple than Barrington. And I believe that lower income people drink more than people that make more money. When I was younger and I didn't make any money, I drank all day. I make money now. I don't drink that much. I don't even go to liquor stores. I drink at restaurants and bars.
I can see that. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to make it a black-white thing.
No, because
I try to make it a lower income thing.
Yeah, no, because
because listen, there's more liquor stores in West Warwick than there are in Warwick.
But you look at how West Warwick looks and what Warwick looks like.
But we're looking at, so let's not look at the color. Look at the demographic.
No, I'm not looking at color-wise. I'm just looking at if you drive through West Warwick, looks like you're in Cranston, Providence.
Well, so
Not so much like
I'm a numbers guy, so everything to me goes back to the people that live there and how much money they make.
for sure.
And the more money you make, the more they care about you.
Yeah,
The less money you make, the less they give a shit about you.
of course.
So I would say West Warwick is the white person's hood. South Providence is the black and Spanish people's hood.
Yeah.
Is that fair assessment? Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
about fair.
yeah, but that's why I was making that like correlation. If you drive through West Warwick,
But West
it
Warwick
looks-
is also densely populated.
it is.
They don't have much multifamilies in Warwick as they have in West Warwick. So which requires more of a demand for liquor stores. Right? Maybe they don't have to candy coat it in Providence and they can just say, hey, get your liquor here.
Yeah,
You know, get your E&J, get your Hennessy, get your, you know, whatever you're buying, get it here. And in these other neighborhoods, they call them spirit. I never realized that they call them wine and spirits.
Yeah.
But that's true. They call them. So you think that in those neighborhoods they have to candy coat it, and
Absolutely.
in here it's just like,
Absolutely, because there's a negative connotation with the word liquor.
wouldn't that negative connotation, if it was a big conspiracy, wouldn't they candy coat it here in these neighborhoods where they didn't want it to see so obvious that there was a like some kind of
But
like,
when has America ever been real subtle about anything? Like this was the country of slavery,
yeah.
and it was legal.
Hmm.
So there's nothing less subtle than that. When you really, and I'm not trying to take it all the way there and get deep, but if you think about it,
So go to the root of it, right? A guy opens up, let's just say Joe Blow opens up a liquor store in Barrington, and he's a white guy. And he's like, I'm not calling my store a liquor store. I'm calling I want to name my. You think it's a set requirement that in Barrington he can't name it such and such?
I'm
liquor?
not sure of how they regulate things or if the town council votes on things or how that's done.
See, I
but
know
I'm-
in South Kingstown there's a liquor store called the Package Store.
But again,
but the package store where you get your cigarettes, you getting everything else.
Same as a liquor
and
store.
but it's still not. There's no negative connotation on the word package.
Because you can go
Like it
there,
is liquor.
you can go and get your egg, whatever, a package store.
No. Package Store is a liquor store.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying,
Ain't
yeah,
no eggs at a package store.
no, for sure. What I mean, but when you hear the word, is just what I'm saying, right? Not
Yeah.
so much like the.
I was focusing more on the liquor aspect.
But the word package.
Yeah, I get it.
That's what I'm trying to say. It just sounds more appealing. It sounds a little bit more broad,
Yeah.
opposed
get
to being more narrow into that.
No, I
That's all I'm
understand.
trying to say. And then and then to the Barrington thing, right? Like I can't speak on what they, why they name them the way they do, but it's just when you drive around, you do see wine and spirit store.
I never thought about that, but
Yeah.
that's that's
Because you
something.
come here, shout out to Sanchez Liquors. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. You know what I'm
Even-
saying? Over there.
I'm
met
selling
him.
him a house.
Yeah?
Yeah, Sanchez.
Oh, yeah.
Sanchez Food Market on Broad Street.
Oh, no. Sanchez Liquor. I
Same
met
guy,
him.
isn't it?
Oh, same guy? Nah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the same guy.
He owns a lot. He owns a lot.
Yeah. Dominican cat?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, old man.
No.
It's like 60 now. 55.
Nah.
Oh, right.
Nothing. Like the dude I'm talking about, he's like in his 40s. He's ex military cat.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, but again,
So
Even
nothing.
in order to bring that to life, right? You would have to know the requirements. If they're allowed to name, if they say, hey, out here in Barrington, this is a such and such community, we don't want liquor. You can't use liquor in the name of your
that
then yeah, you
that
would-
may legit.
it may be a thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't listen. It's not far fetched.
Hey, y'all got me. Like
Even-
when we done, I'm gonna look that up. though, 'cause
Even
I'm
when you
interested in that.
walk
That's
into
why you need
those,
somebody. Type
even
in.
when you
Yeah.
walk into the wine and spirit
You know what?
spots,
Mhm.
when you walk in, everything in the front
It's wine and spirits,
is wine and spirits.
and the liquor's
Because
in the back.
but that's on purpose
Mhm.
because it's all about presentation and what you see and making it look classy. So if you
Well-
walk into a liquor establishment and you see that in the front,
Is there any chance that in these neighborhoods like Barrington and where these places are named wine and spirits, people are actually buying wine and spirits? And down on Broad Street,
there's
they're not buying wine and spirits?
there's no doubt that they buy wine in those areas.
More than
but-
a bottle of Patron
But
or any?
when I go to a lot of people who are houses who are affluent, they're drinking the same things that black people are drinking. They're drinking tequilas, they're drinking whiskeys, they're drinking cognacs. So everything isn't a bottle of wine. A bottle of wine is usually something you crack open with a dinner.
you know the
I mean, spirits to be not to cut you off. It's all it is anyway.
you
It
know
just-
the whole philosophy on grocery stores where they separate the two most common items, right?
Which is what?
So the two most common items are bread and milk, and those are the furthest apart. That's why milk's over here and bread's over here.
Damn,
so
I
you
never
have
thought
to
about
walk
that. You're
through
right.
the grocery store,
Right.
and so the average person goes to the grocery store for bread and milk. Well, this is how it used to be. I don't know about now,
Yeah.
right?
It's
But
probably not so much now as before, but I can understand what
but
you're
that's
talking about.
this is 100% science behind this. So the two most common bought things that somebody goes to a grocery store to buy is bread and milk. That's why bread's over here, milk's over here on the other side of the store. It forces you to walk through the store. You're gonna pick up other stuff while you walk through the store. That might be the concept behind wine and spirits. Like maybe everybody's going for the liquor and they want them to walk past the wine and the spirits because nobody wants that shit, and they might grab a bottle. I don't know.
No, but you know what? The location right inside of a store. When you walk into these wine and spirits, right? You do got the wines and the soft drinks up front, right?
Mhm.
Not soft, but you know what I mean, right?
Absolutely.
Softer.
Yes, the softer alcoholic beverages are in the front, and they're more like, hey, right, for like your housewife or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, so, for the wines or your wine coolers or whatever, right? And then it's true, like the hard liquor is more in the back. It's kind of like, let's put it back there. Because I'm just thinking about it because recently when I went to just the Yankee Spirits, and I went to another smaller liquor store to get this one because the price over there was just the best price around. So, but when you walk in, the hard liquor is right in front of you, and the other shit is in the back. But when you go to Yankee Spirits,
it's reversed.
It's the reverse
because that's that demographic of the people are looking for that, and the other people are looking for that.
Yeah,
they're gonna put the biggest demand stuff in the back.
But I don't think in these more white affluent areas, everyone's walking out of there with bottles and bottles of wine. I don't think that's the case. I think
like
they're
they
buying
are.
just as much liquor.
I
think it's more so about the presentation.
I feel like the people in Barrington are not going into the store buying bottles of Patron. I don't see that.
I mean,
Maybe
safe
not
as
Patron,
but safe as like,
because that's more
or
of
Henny
a
or whatever
hood
cliche
liquor. But what I'm saying is they are drinking tequilas. They are drinking cognacs. They are drinking whiskeys. They are drinking rums. It may not be Johnny Walker, but it may be another brand.
Yeah, I don't know. I get it. I see the connection, but I don't know. I would have to know more about the regulations of naming it, and
that's actually something I'm gonna look into more.
Yeah, because it is interesting. I mean, because that's a topic we just kind of stumbled across. So like, I think it is like just something just to really like think about, like, because I mean, it's something that I have these conversations all the time, like because I'm not gonna lie, I don't give a fuck. I'm a big conspiracy theorist. I look at everything with a shrewd eye. I feel like, and especially because I don't think nothing is by accident. I think everything has a purpose. I think everything is here for a specific reason.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah, and
you got to prove to me.
Yeah,
I need proof.
Which is great. I like that because it's like, damn, then we can have these conversations and like which is great because I can learn from you, get your perspective, and that's awesome. And I'm one of those where like I'm still one of those too that you got to prove it. Right? I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon either, but I lean more towards I can see that things, not only just liquor, just in general, things are placed in a certain way, in a certain order because. But why is the because? That's the proof that I would like to be shown as well. But
before you can present a conspiracy to me, you need to present motivation for that conspiracy.
Right? Well, what would be okay? Let's just go back to the liquor thing. What would be the motivation? People are underage drinking, and it goes back to what we spoke about on the pod.
Well, the motivation for what?
Yeah,
well, for people to get incarcerated.
School, that prison pipeline.
Yeah.
Even if it's not school to prison pipeline, just a prison pipeline. If you have more people under the influence, then they're going to be out of control more,
right,
which is going to lead to reckless behavior.
Let's just back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Who is pulling these strings, putting these liquor stores up and down Broad Street?
Again, it's not necessarily the government putting them there, but if they're allowing it to be there, then that's different. Like, for instance, you don't have, if you're trying to open up a certain business, you're not going to have a high level of opposition from that demographic because you're talking about a demographic that doesn't necessarily, fend for themselves in that way.
I can,
for instance, as an example, the I live in Cranston, in Western Cranston. If something like the power is out too long, or if the water is out too long, then you'll have people, my neighbors, going up to City Hall to complain. That doesn't happen in the hood. No one's going to City Hall to complain.
No.
So
They don't even know to go to City Hall to
so
complain.
when they're opening these businesses, there's really no opposition, because who's going to oppose it?
Well,
But if you try to open up a certain business in a certain affluent area,
who's that on?
you're gonna get some opposition. It's always on the. But again,
that's on the residents.
but when you don't teach the residents how to do these things, then that's a problem.
We're going down a rabbit hole.
And we are going down a rabbit hole. It's the same reason why they don't teach finance in the hood. They don't want people to know how to manage money and make money. Everybody, the 1% doesn't want everybody to be a part of the 1%.
Who controls the curriculum in school? Do you know? It's a board of investors out of Texas. Do you know who it is?
I don't know their
You
names.
should look that up. Who
So-
controls the school curriculum?
Who's in charge?
Yep,
of the
it's some
curriculum?
conservatives.
Well, but the curriculum
Investors out of Texas.
but it's not. I don't think it's privately owned now.
No, I think
I'm not. You may be talking about, and again, I don't know all. I don't have all the knowledge on it, but you may be talking about how school curriculum was in the past or
currently today.
today.
If you find out who controls the school curriculum, it's gonna blow your mind.
All right, so I pulled it up. It says it is states and committees as well as public and private organizations of all kinds that establish schools, college development, to develop curriculum and determine.
Peel back those layers and
This
find.
is part of this is from the U.S. Department of.
Which is bullshit, but pull back those layers and find out who and why private organizations decide what we teach our children. Why would a private company, an equity fund or a hedge fund?
I can answer that question. The motivation for having a private entity, I'm not saying that's the case that they actually own, because I don't have that information. But the motivation for that is the school to prison pipeline. If you don't teach, just think about and I'm gonna give you a little history on education. When you walk into a classroom and you see all the desks in a row, why do you think that's like that?
No idea.
The reason why it's like that is because during the Industrial Revolution, that era, everybody was going to school to be a worker. And now, when you think about 20th century learning and how everything is supposed to be more advanced, you still have classrooms like the classrooms that in the school that I teach at, where they still have desks lined up in that manner.
How would they put their desks when they have to?
No, but what I'm saying is my daughters go to Wheeler and they don't have rooms set up like that.
But there's probably a lot less children. Right? How many kids are in the class?
There is, but why are classes overloaded?
Oh, well, the classes.
There's a whole bunch of systemic things.
Because if it's overloaded, it's a machine. You put in the machine, you spit out what you spit out.
Yeah.
And then you don't spit out what you don't spit
They
out.
don't. The two things that they don't teach in public education that they should be teaching, finance and entrepreneurship.
I agree.
And they just started crossing the line on entrepreneurship.
I
with
disagree
all
with
these with all these CTC programs that these schools are now starting to have and integrate. But still, finance is like a thing that they don't teach.
I disagree. I think that the where the public education is lacking is finance 100%. And you have to know that that's deliberate. They purposely don't.
No, I'm not talking about the funding of schools. I'm talking about what they teach kids.
Yeah, what they teach.
And what they don't teach.
They don't teach finance. That's deliberate. They're never going to teach kids about finance, because the minute they start teaching poor people how to manage their money, there's going to be less rich people. That's period.
That's the point.
And the other thing I think, not entrepreneurism, I think that they should be teaching more trades. I think from junior high, you should be able to learn how to be a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter.
But that's what they're doing with the CTC programs.
Well, but I'm talking about in public schools, though. I don't know what CTC is.
Yeah, but
they're doing that now?
career and tech.
Okay.
But that's what they're doing in public schools.
Some of them.
Because they have schools like Davies, that's public.
Davies, which is a shit school, but
Tollgate High School, that's public. So schools like the Met, where it's more independent learning. It's not necessarily a school where you're gonna go learn a trade, but you can explore.
Those are far in between,
options.
though. I'm talking about every single school.
Yeah,
every school should have.
You have PCTA.
Yeah,
you should.
So I think
you have them around.
You should be taught some type of a physical education, right? but it shouldn't be as mandatory as a trade, some kind of trade, something.
Well, I kind of feel
I can
I
back you
kind
up
of
on that.
disagree with you on physical education. I feel like there should be some kind of physical education.
Do
with
they
all
really
kids.
teach physical education though?
Some teachers do.
Do you think they should teach more about nutrition or physical education?
Ooh,
Well,
that's a good
technically, schools are supposed to be nutritious,
Well, we know that.
but they're
Listen,
not.
that's a
If you
whole-
look
Look at the school lunch,
if
it
you-
looks like a
yeah.
prison lunch.
That's a
man.
whole
Yeah.
nother. That's
It's set up the
whole
same
nother
way.
fu-
You like you go
story,
through the
man.
lines.
So-
we know
same
that.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all the same cycle, just in the school, in
Mhm.
prison, the military, the same shit. It's all the same shit, dude.
yeah,
It's all the same
Absolutely.
shit.
yeah.
Well, especially in public schools, it's all the same shit.
Yeah, well, that's one of the benefits that we have with social media. We're starting to realize that the whole food pyramid that we've been taught our whole entire lives is bullshit,
Yeah,
and there's actually no nutritional value in like that whole food pyramid.
and
that
milk
they
and
teach
all
you.
that shit. Like
Yeah,
milk is milk strong bones of that bullshit. Yeah, right.
yeah.
Well, technically, you shouldn't be drinking animal's milk,
Yeah, you shouldn't. But
but a lot of people don't know that
yeah, you like you shouldn't. And then it's
Why technical? What's technical about that?
because if you think about any species, if you think about humans, you think about any kind of animal, every animal drinks their own animal's milk. So when you see a cow and it has a calf, the calf is drinking off the nipples of the mother. When you have
Mhm.
a
pigs, cats, whatever.
pigs, cats, whatever, they're
Humans
all
as
drinking
babies.
their own milk. Humans as babies, they breastfeed from their mothers. But as we get older, we're drinking cow's milk. Now, there's no other animal that we give human milk, like a woman's breast milk.
I wonder
you
why
don't
we
give
don't
that.
drink a woman's milk. Isn't that weird?
No,
So,
That's the point. I like
so
all the animals
that's
drink.
that's what you have to think about.
but it's
And it's
So
not
we'll
good
drink a cow's milk, but we won't
but-
drink a woman's milk.
Yeah.
And I'm about to take it a step deeper. When you talk about lactose intolerance and how it doesn't agree with our systems,
Mhm.
it doesn't agree with our systems because we're not supposed to have it in our system.
Yeah.
We're putting something foreign from an animal in our systems.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But if you can break it down and take it even further into meats and things like that,
Yeah.
because most animals eat only certain things. Like there's cows, they only graze on grass and that's it.
In the pastures.
You can't throw them some crackers or a burger or something like that and they're gonna eat it. They're not
Uh-huh.
even gonna touch it.
Yeah.
But we're the only species that'll eat
Any and everything.
anything.
Yeah, I
And you
agree.
wonder why we have all these diseases and all these other things.
Mhm.
It's because we're consuming a bunch of stuff, and this we can get real deep on this, but
Real
we're
deep.
consuming way too much stuff that's not supposed to be in our bodies.
You know, the number one cause of all disease is inflammation.
Yeah.
And inflammation comes from the food we eat. And cancer is a big, inflammation is a big cause of cancer.
Yep.
But, you know, there's no money in the cure. There's
Well,
only
because
money
of all
in
the pesticides, that's all in our food. It's giving us the inflammation.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you go outside of the country, like my wife, she's right. She's Cape but she's from Portugal, from Lisbon, like the mainland.
Mhm.
And the food over there, like you can eat bread, you can eat stuff and not feel
I've been
the
to
way you
Lisbon.
feel, right? So and you eat the food and you don't feel the way you feel here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's also regulated differently as
Yeah.
well. There's things that
Yeah, their government's
are
not trying to kill
allowed
them.
here
exactly.
that are banned in other countries,
Yeah.
and they
a lot.
and they allow us to consume this stuff.
And it's
here.
and then don't even think just because it says FDA approved even means shit.
Oh, that's all a
that's
sham.
just a, you know what I'm saying? That's just a
Yeah.
that's just the old stamp that
I agree.
you know what I'm saying? But again, it's all by design. It all goes back to everything we talking about. And then when you talk about
Not to cut you off,
Yeah, go
right?
ahead.
To make it interesting, there has to be conflict. We all agree on this.
Yeah.
We need to argue.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? There needs to be disagreements.
Okay.
So you need to find a topic. Because I agree 100%. You agree, I agree, we all agree.
Yeah.
The government's out to get us. They're out to kill us. I am 100% agree.
Oh,
with that.
okay. Well, no, because I know you were saying like, I don't know, man. You
No,
know.
the whole liquor store thing, I was kind of like questioning that.
Yeah.
But I 100% agree with the food.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're all fucked.
But I just think it's still like something important to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least just to kind of like as like a little topic. Because
Yeah,
because because again, I mean, no matter where even if it's Whole Foods, whatever, you see all the recalls from even Whole Foods and all this other shit, Trader Joe's, these places. that
Whole
are
Foods is
pristine.
fake, bro. Whole Foods is a stamp. You could pay money to get your food and your brand into Whole Foods.
Yeah.
It's all marketing. Whole Foods is absolute total bullshit.
And
I exclusively only shop at Whole Foods. I only eat organic chicken, pasture raised eggs, you name it. I try to, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's absolute bullshit. I
Yeah.
do it because I can, And why go to Stop and Shop if I don't have to?
Yeah.
Um,
But would you prefer like a farmer's market?
Yeah,
And,
well,
and support locally?
But put it this way: when you say it's a sham, it's not 100% sham.
no, I don't think it's 100%.
Are there some discrepancies
Yes.
in some of their labeling
food
and
tastes
shit like
better.
that? Yes, but it's more organic, and I'll say that with quotes,
Yes, I agree.
than most of the other shit that
I-
you're gonna get from these other markets.
I agree. It's better than Aldi.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I'll take another one, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. It's 100% better than Aldi. But if you're gonna pay enough money and you're gonna change your packaging, this from the same plant, right? The same factory. This chicken will go to Stop and Shop, and this chicken will go to Whole Foods. 100%.
That happened?
100%. Look it up.
Really?
100%.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not sure if it's the same plant.
I'm telling you.
Because right now I'm like, wait.
Same factories.
Same factory.
Same factory, same place. Yep. And they changed the packaging and they're paying for that organic stamp. Organic is 100% marketing, and it's all about money.
You know what though? You in line because I seen this doc on Netflix about that shit, about like how organic, and it's like, yo, that shit blew my mind, and how so much E. coli it be in the food.
It's all about lobbyists.
Yeah.
It's all about lobbying, and lobbying, in my opinion, lobbying in this country is the worst thing that could ever happen, because we vote these politicians in, and these are the ones that we think are going to look after us, and they get corrupted by money, right? Lobbying is the one thing. When Donald Trump got elected, I know the dude don't want me to talk about Trump. Donald Trump is
You like Trump?
That's
You like Trump?
That's his new boy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like a fanboy of Trump, but I don't mind him.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
when Trump got elected, I hated him. I thought this country was an absolute joke. But then when he was against lobbying, you know what lobbying is, right? With politicians.
I have a very small.
So lobbying is where let's say I'm Purdue, I'm Big Pharma, or I'm whatever, and I give you money, and you put a stop to you basically advocate for me, and you're a politician.
Okay.
Right? Lobbying is what's going on with TikTok right now. Right? You see they're trying to ban TikTok.
Yeah.
So there's a big misconception. Oh, TikTok, they want to take away TikTok because
they're stealing all your data.
they're stealing all your data. So what are they doing different that Facebook is doing?
They're stealing all your data.
Stealing all your data.
It's the same
But you
shit.
know what's actually happening is the Chinese have figured out our algorithms to a T. They know what you want to see, and they're feeding it to you. Facebook can't do it. Instagram can't do it. It's taking billions of dollars from Silicon Valley.
From marketing and ad
From
dollars
marketing and
shit.
advertising,
Sure.
100%. So these guys are going to the politicians, and they're telling the politicians, we need to shut TikTok down. Here's the money. Well, and it's completely legal. It's lobbying. Same way Purdue was allowed to create millions of drug addicts with their opioids, and nobody went to jail.
Yep.
Same thing.
It's crazy, but
Crazy.
insane.
And here we are. We're about to lose TikTok because of lobbying. And when Donald Trump came into office, he was the first one that says we shouldn't have lobbying. It should be illegal. It should be a conflict of interest.
It is.
If you're a politician,
Yeah.
you should be a politician. If you look at these politicians, you look at Nancy Pelosi.
Millionaires.
When Nancy Pelosi, but millionaires. When Nancy Pelosi took office, she was worth what? $150,000. Now she's worth like
But
50 million.
every
50
politician,
million because of her stock
whoever
picks.
it is,
It shouldn't be legal.
they all make money.
Shouldn't be legal.
Even Trump.
Shouldn't be legal.
It's not like he was the anomaly that only made $1.
What money did
He's
Trump make from
he's
being
a true capitalist. Admittedly.
Where are we all are?
No, wait. But
We all are.
wait. Capitalist in a sense of before presidency or during presidency?
Before and during.
Well,
Every
well, like-
president
well,
is
no.
making money while they're in office.
Before capitalists, I mean, we're a quote. I mean, I really feel like we're a Marxist fucking country, to be honest. We're just a few steps away from being a
I'm just
communist
making a
fucking
point
country, but-
that it's fair ground for everybody.
yeah.
Democrats and Republicans, they're all making money.
Yeah.
No one's exempt from that.
You have to admire if he stands up and he says, hey, these politicians cannot take money from these companies to advocate for them.
No.
He stood up and said that.
Yeah.
And then also, if you want, when he said about his taxes, then change the tax code.
Change the tax code.
Are you going to
Change
change it?
the
No,
tax
you're not,
code.
because all your friends that are paying you the money
Yep.
are doing the same shit, and you're
Let
doing
me tell
the
you
same
something.
shit. So it's just like all
He
this.
is a G for that, because nobody in a million years would ever stand up and say that.
Yeah.
You know the phrase he's talking about?
Yeah.
He said, change this. They came at him for how much he paid in taxes. He said, change the tax code. I bet you won't do it.
Yeah, you won't do it.
You won't do it. Change the tax code. I'm
I
abiding
remember
by the
when he said
laws
it.
you made me. Change the tax code.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of loopholes that are they're just loopholes.
But-
if you don't know the information, then you don't know the information. It is
Well-
what it is. But I do, and I'm able to
Yep.
maneuver through that, and it's not illegal.
No, they know the
know?
information.
Yeah.
There's a thing, right? So I went to an IRA, this thing called an IRA. It's an IRA seminar, self-directed IRA, right? And it's how do you do real estate investing and you avoid paying taxes.
Like
Got
with the 1031 exchange and shit.
It's not 1031 exchange. If you work, you have an IRA.
I do. Yeah, I do. And I also have my own personal one. Like
Okay.
like a Roth.
So this is a Roth, an IRA,
Yeah.
but it's self-directed. So I can put money in and then I can do investments. And if I keep the money there until I'm 59 and a half, I pay 0 in taxes.
Yep.
So there's this guy, Peter Thiel, who, big investor. He was one of the early investors in Facebook, I think. And he invested $500,000. He turned $500,000 into $5 billion. Tax-free.
That's crazy.
Now, he would be in a 50% tax bracket. Half of that, $2.5 billion, would go to taxes. He avoided all of it through a IRA, self-directed IRA Roth account.
Yeah. And I had one of those. So damn. Now,
But
okay,
and
now
I'm
you
telling
put
you
the
this
spark in
story
my
to
head.
tell you this. When I went to that seminar, right, one of the guys there saw my social media following, and he said, "Listen, this is not something you want to post on your Instagram. This is something we don't talk about." Just told me just like that. He said, "When you get something good, you keep it to yourself." That's what he told me.
You play your cards close.
That's it. You play your cards close.
Yeah.
You keep it to yourself. We don't want everybody knowing about this because if too many people start doing it, then they're going to change the rules.
Yeah.
And when Trump stood up and he said that, it's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, again, I'm not a fanboy, right? I'm not. But there are just certain things that, I fuck with and I agree with. And there's just certain things that, people. And at the end of the day, you know who you fucking with.
You know who you're fucking with.
Like you know who you fucking with, right? And it's just like you either take it or leave it. You got these other guys that like are key in your face.
You don't know what they're really about.
You know what I'm saying? I rather know who is who, and I bet.
Seasoned bullshitters.
Yeah.
The politicians. Joe Biden has been a politician his whole entire life. He's been full of shit since day one.
That fucking
Yep.
guy, man.
But that's what I think about all politicians.
Yeah.
Trump's not a politician.
Yeah. Well,
Let me tell you the problem, right?
You're right. He's
Let
not.
me tell you the
He's
problem.
not.
No, traditionally,
here's-
his trajectory and where he comes from, you're correct. But as he went into office, yes, you become a politician.
I'm going to tell you.
You can't be in the game without being one.
Here's the problem, right? He's black. He's programmed to not like him.
I'm
Because
not
the-
programmed.
Yes, you are. The media
not
has
programmed.
programmed you because you don't even know why you don't like him.
I'm not gonna
I
lie
do.
to you. No, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Not you, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I can't ever say that like about you. But on a general topic, he's black and Hispanic. We are. It's okay, and especially with all of this bullshit, fucking immigration shit that's going on. Who are the people that are saving these immigrants that are coming through? The Democrats. So you're creating more voters for the future.
Boost blue country.
Exactly. So, and mind you, I'm not Republican. I just, you start to open your eyes to more information. But it is true though. We are fed the headlines. We are fed the bullshit.
Who
'cause,
deported
like
more?
us as a minority because I'm Hispanic. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm Puerto Rican and Colombian. So we ain't too far off, right? Not to be, but we just a boat stop away, right?
Yeah.
So like we ain't too far off. So we really are back before the 60s and 50s. More African Americans were voting Republican until all of that civil rights movement came through, and then with Lyndon B. Johnson
He's
with his fucking
100%
racist
right.
bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, and people think he's a savior for the civil rights. No, he's not. But then because of that, we fell in line, and then now
He's 100% right.
and then now our homes were stripped away from fathers, now leaving now in 70s and 80s, coming in through with the drugs and everything else. And all that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of speaking very because I don't know how long how much more we got. But you know what I'm saying? I can really get into that. And that is where, again, it all goes back to them by design. Everything we've been talking about, design.
100% right.
All by design.
I agree.
All by design.
You've been programmed by the Democrats.
I'm
No,
not a
man.
Democrat.
Nah, man.
I don't even vote.
Listen, Walter,
But you are though.
I
You
don't.
don't think you
can't
are.
say
I
you,
don't.
man, you know
I
what I'm
don't.
saying?
I'm
No,
not.
it's my boy. I can say
Nah,
you.
fuck
Listen,
with you, man.
listen.
Fuck
I
with
do
you,
not vote.
No,
I
you
do
don't.
not
But it
vote
doesn't matter.
at
It's
all.
your beliefs, though.
No,
Right?
but it's not necessarily because
You know how I can prove it?
because I know
gonna
what
prove
Joe.
it.
Just like you said, Joe Biden's full of shit. He is too.
Yeah, but you don't hate Joe Biden like you hate Trump.
I don't like him.
You don't hate him.
He ain't my boy.
You don't hate him.
What do I like about him? The one thing that I hope that he did was get rid of student loan debt. And that was a bullshit promise.
Yeah,
and that's how we got everybody, all these young voters, to actually vote for him that time around, and that shit fell.
You need to know the policies. You need to know the things that Joe Biden, the 94 Crime Act or 93 Crime Act that he signed that incarcerated mass amounts of African Americans.
I'm aware of all of that.
You need to understand Kamala Harris, who she is.
I know exactly what she did.
What she's done.
That's why I didn't vote for them. I didn't vote for none of them.
Yeah, but so
I knew exactly who they were. So, I knew exactly what they did. I knew what Clinton did.
But tell me what did
to the black community.
What don't you like about Trump? And this,
I told you I didn't like him since the Central Park 5. Since he put out that full page ad in the New York Post talking about trying to get those dudes the death penalty, and every single one of them was innocent. But because they was black, he assumed that they was guilty.
You're assuming that he assumed. No,
he was wrong.
He was wrong.
So what if those dudes died?
But you're assuming.
What if those dudes died?
It would have been fucked up. But you're assuming that he assumed. You don't know if he genuinely believed. The mainstream, we weren't around back then to really pay attention to the media. The media might have hyped that up.
Why didn't he just stay out of it? He put up his own money
because maybe
do this.
Maybe he believed. Maybe he genuinely.
Listen, we're not gonna act like this ain't a white black thing with that.
I don't think it is.
It is. It's absolutely.
Well, listen. So, like I told you before, when Mike Tyson got convicted of rape, Donald Trump was the only one that stood up for him. The only one. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump publicly spoke out and said, Mike, I don't care what they're doing to you. You're my friend, and I don't believe
and who was his boy? Like that he was getting money with. Not his boy, but who was he getting a lot of money with?
Who?
Who was his manager?
Don King?
Absolutely.
Was Don King his manager when the Central Park 5?
No. I'm saying Trump was connected to Don King because they was doing business shit.
Well,
together.
let me ask you this question.
So that's the motivation to be around certain people.
How come
it's financial? So a lot of people overlook color when it comes to money.
How come the black community loved Donald Trump before he became president?
Because we didn't know.
What didn't you know about Central Park 5?
No, not just about that, but sometimes when we idolize as a community people who we feel like are great or on top of things like that. Just because Trump had a name and he was supposedly this billionaire, that's what they glorified and that's what people rapped about. It wasn't like they knew him personally and they knew him.
These are African American people. Oprah Winfrey. These are people that were his friends.
No. There's a difference between friends and I'm hanging with you all the time and they're associate. Like I see you from time to time. Here's a little photo op. There's a difference.
But see,
I highly doubt they were sitting in Trump's house.
He's getting over Trump.
No.
Because the media has him.
They don't have I'm just no. We're just kicking facts. So when you say friends means I'm going on your house. I'm breaking bread. You see me with you all the time, and there's a difference between that and a photo op. Like,
let me ask you a question.
Well, hold on, no. Just before that, real quick. I don't want to, but the photo op, they got money. Why do they need a photo op? They can be doing things.
What I'm saying is most people who are in entertainment or they're affluent, they're all connected. They're all in the same circles.
Yeah.
So when I say photo op, I don't
mean
green
doesn't
someone,
mean black or white.
I don't mean someone needing to have this opportunity to grow or anything. It's just they're in the same circles. They're at the same events. They're at the same restaurants and all this other stuff. That's where these photo ops come from. And it just people take pictures while they're there. And it makes it seem like there's more of affiliation than it really is.
This is something I want you to understand, right? I don't know why, but mainstream media wants division and they want racism in this country.
Absolutely.
100%. And they're the ones that are pushing the Donald Trump narrative that he's racist. And they're the ones that are beating it down our throat. And it's working. Then you got guys like D.L. Hughley.
So how come? Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
How come he didn't denounce all the racists, skinheads, and everybody else who was supporting him? And they publicly asked him,
their voters.
If you're not racist or you don't condone any racism, they said that to Trump live. How come you don't denounce them?
Do you think more white people vote or black people vote?
Answer that question.
That's the answer.
How come they didn't?
That's your answer.
How come they didn't denounce it?
Who votes more, white or black people?
Probably white people.
That's why he didn't denounce it. because those are his voters.
Yeah, but it comes down to a moral code.
He's an opportunist.
But it also comes down to a
there's
moral
no moral
code.
code when you're running for president.
There should be a moral code because that's what we're supposed to be voting for.
No,
we're supposed to be
so let me
voting
lose the election, but let me do the right thing.
We're supposed to be voting for the person who has good morals. They're honorable.
Yeah,
what else would you want a greaseball in office?
Listen, it comes down to winning the election, and I'm not going to destroy this whole base because when you denounce skinheads, you might denounce a whole bunch of people that are skinheads that don't have their head shaved.
Put it this way,
right?
Take Obama.
Absolutely.
Yep. Obama's in the same position. That same stuff happens. You wouldn't even have to ask Obama to denounce it. He would denounce it. And again, you could talk politics if you're just taking the color out and you're saying, okay, there's more white voters, then that person should say nothing.
But we're assuming,
I guarantee you, Obama would publicly say,
assuming, though, because
unfortunately, Obama did more damage to the black community.
No, I'm not saying he didn't.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, I know he would publicly denounce it.
But hold on,
so you want him to lie to you and bullshit you? Because that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
you're saying I want him
the right thing because let's put it into a different way. The skinheads, let's say, all the drug dealers and thugs on the street are gonna go out and vote for Obama for the first time in however many years. This is the first time they're voting
which is what happened.
Because we got a black first president.
Which is what happened.
You know what I'm saying? Which is like, that's the first time I voted. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, we're looking, oh shit, well damn, like someone of a minority is up there.
But do you know why, I wanted to ask you, and I want you to answer this question. Yeah. Do you know why he was so beloved, Obama?
He's charismatic and he's a great speaker.
Not just being charismatic and a great speaker, but also he was perceived, and I'm using the word perceived because I'm not saying what he really is. He was perceived to be someone who was honorable, stood for the people and things like that. And that's why people gravitated towards him.
The whole
they looked at all the work that he did in Chicago and things like that for the people being on the ground. And they was like, you know what? We need someone like that running the country.
For sure.
So it was the perception. Again, I can't talk about all the fuck shit that happened when he was in office, but that's the reason why he got voted into office, because people, and that's the answer your thing about Trump. That people naturally want someone who is honorable in the office.
Yeah, but your honor,
do they tend to be that way? No, but that's what people hope for.
But but hope is a drug.
It is.
Hope is a drug. So it's like you're hoping that this person is your knight in shining armor, our knight in shining armor, but he's not. He's not.
None of them are, and that's why. That's what I said to you.
A lot of them aren't. But to be fair, though, and it's not I'm not a Trump fanboy, but things were just much better for us economically when he was in office. Now with the shenanigans, because even with the whole shit happening down in PR with Hurricane Maria, the motherfucker was out there shooting the motherfucking J with the fucking that shit's whack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
shit was foul. Like like that shit's crazy, dog.
Would you rather see who he really is?
But
I would yeah.
Would you rather see who he, or would you rather have a team of publicists and advisors around him shielding who he really is? How would you feel if you knew Biden went home right now and dropped an N-word in front of his wife? And
I think listen.
Would that surpass Trump?
Real talk. I think every old dude that age and they're white has some racism and biases in them because they come from a whole different era where all of that was okay.
I disagree with that.
I don't think.
I think that some people that grew up in the South.
No, I mean in that era when there was still. You figure
no,
there was still before the Civil Rights Act. That was in the 60s.
Yeah.
So that's not. It's a long time ago, but it's not that long ago.
I'm going to tell you
where there was water fountains that we couldn't even drink from. There was restaurants we couldn't even walk in.
It was fucked up,
and that was a regular legal thing. So when I say biases, that was like because that was the culture. So when I say that, I'm not saying, oh, they're just trying to be racist. I mean, if you grow up in the culture and that's just the thing,
it's the norm.
Then that's just the norm.
But but to say that all of them were, no, because even today, there's, there are people that are white, people that are Asian or whatever that advocate for the same stuff that, you see that's going out there. So you can't just throw the blanket statement out there because I get it.
So let me correct it.
Since you said that,
I feel like everybody has biases, point blank.
For sure.
But I think with regards to race, and you pointed out the N-word was something that was made as a derogatory term, as you know, during slavery towards African American people, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a word that was used prevalently
Do we know that
during that time.
that it was made? No. Calm down. You can see your face. When there were slaves and they started saying that, is that something that they just called black people that, and then it became that, right? Because I don't think they had to like come up with a name to be derogatory.
No.
Does that make sense?
So what is your question? Your question
No,
is,
no, it
did
was
they
just- it was
invent
a
the word
point.
nigga?
No. I know they invented it,
Okay.
but I don't think they invented it to put people down or hold.
Oh
people
no,
down.
it absolutely.
I think that was just a way that they referred to them as, and then it became that over time.
So why would you refer to a group of people as this name? For what? In what positive way or constructive way?
The same way you refer to somebody as black or white, we're referring to them as a group of people.
But
It's totally off topic.
But
It doesn't.
but we were already black and white then.
But this
when
was
that word came out.
this was before that though.
So what I'm saying is, a white man was a white man before the word nigga.
Yeah,
Just like a black man.
I'm
was a black
going
man
way,
before.
way back before even the concept of racism, right? Because in the beginning there was no racism; it was just pure division. This was like before racism.
Well,
even
everybody
existed.
Because everybody was
we were
immigrants
all
of their
well,
own
think about
their
this.
country.
Right.
The only natives here are the
other
Native
Americans.
Americans.
Yeah,
But
so,
right.
and that's what I'm saying.
but even the goal to take a country and then rename it when someone else is already there. So when we talk about being subtle, like we wasn't in the beginning,
Mhm.
there was no subtlety in that.
No, absolutely not.
right, but to what he's saying, right? Like the word nigga or nigger, right, with the R.
The hard R.
The hard R. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's, I wholeheartedly believe that was used as a derogatory term.
Oh, it
Personally.
definitely was.
I personally, because, I mean, but it
originated from what? Negro.
Negro, because in Latin, or negro is
Negro.
black, right?
Yep.
So it's like, it's, you know what I'm saying? So as words
But
start to evolve over
let's
time.
not get it twisted.
But then when
Nigger wasn't derived from Negro.
No, it was not. And then the definition of that is ignorant.
Well, where
really.
does it derive from?
That's a very great question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been history, but that's a really good.
The
good
point I'm
question.
trying to
I
make
don't-
is
I couldn't
when
answer that.
black people were being whipped and they were in change, they didn't need a name to degrade them because they already had them chained up.
We wasn't even viewed. Black people wasn't even viewed as
As people.
humans.
I know.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how white people use that as a mechanism so they didn't feel empathy or they didn't have feelings, right? Because you can't look at a person or even a dog or a cat getting beat and not feel nothing. So white people were taught, and this is not like trying to like I have no white guilt. Just by the way, I don't feel like it doesn't associate to me.
I
at all.
understand it wasn't you.
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I grew up poor, but white people were told way back then that black people don't feel pain and they're not like us and they're like animals. That's how they could enslave them and beat them and do all that shit and go to sleep at night with a clear conscience.
Oh yeah, you
When
have to
you look at
you have to
those-
dehumanize them.
You have to dehumanize them. If you look at those old slave movies, and who knows if that's even an accurate.
I was just
portrayal.
about to say that's not even an
Yeah,
accurate
it's probably
portrayal.
nowhere near
As brutal. Yes.
As
It's
brutal
probably
as it
nowhere
was.
near. Yeah.
I'm glad you
Sure.
said that.
I'm sure that you can't even grasp the concept of some of the shit. And for some strange reason, I don't know, right? Because we live in such a transparent time. This country still tries to hide some of the tactics and the things that were done to slaves. They made it a point to abolish all the old slave quarters and to, like, there's still some around, like in the South.
Mhm.
But you can't go to like an old plantation. Even here in Rhode Island, we were well known for our slaves. Where the fuck were
We
they at?
still have
There's a couple
Providence
spots.
Plantation in
In our
our
names, yeah.
in our
We only
name.
haven't changed it because it's going to cost millions and millions of dollars to change it.
Right there in downtown Providence. You buy the water fire. There's a building. They got the plaque where like Providence was underwater
Mm-hmm.
by the hurricane. Back in the early 1900s. On the side of the building, there's this little cabinet type of thing, and that's actually where they actually used to come off the boat
Mhm.
and pack that shit
Uh-huh.
with slaves, and that little spot is still there.
India Point Park. You ever read the plaque at India Point Park?
I have, yeah.
India Point Park was Fox Point was a slave
But not only that, it was actually prevalent in the Cape Verdean
Cape Verdean. Yeah, there's a big plaque for the Cape Verdeans. Yeah.
community. So that was like that whole area, Wicked and all that shit was heavily just like Central Park. Central Park was like heavy in black, and then they took them out. And they did what they did now with Central Park. So these are the things that is just like it's just like when you look back, it's like damn, like how much how much as a people we could have progressed that was just taken away from us too, which is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like again,
here's a question for you, Al. Right?
Mhm.
Do you wish slavery never happened?
Of course.
Where would you be right now?
Who knows? But I would never want any, just the imagining.
But pick your life up right now, and don't take this.
Put it this way: if I had to, no, I'm answering your question straight up. If I had to not be here for slavery not to be there, I'd rather not be here.
Or you're here, but you're in Africa somewhere, doing whatever they do in Africa.
I'd rather be that than people to have gone through what they going through.
You think black people should have reparations?
Yeah, everybody else got reparations. Jews got reparations.
which is crazy.
So what?
crazy.
Why?
Which is
so
crazy.
why? So why shouldn't we?
Which is kind of crazy to me because it's like, what did America do to the Jews? Right? But with the America Jew
Didn't we save
Operation
the Jews?
Paperclip,
Didn't we save the Jews from Hitler?
I mean, in our own interest, I believe.
Yeah, of course,
in our own interest. Because at the end of the day, too, even if they were coming over here from Europe, you're enlisting and you're going back over there.
Well, they
would
would have been a superpower. They would have been a superpower if they would have took Europe and would have let them.
Yeah. So,
but in what form of do you think that African Americans should get reparations?
I'm not sure. It's not like I came with, thought of a whole breakdown, but there definitely should be a financial piece. There definitely,
I don't think cash.
There definitely should be. It should be mixed. It should be there should be a financial piece. There should be
land.
There should be a land piece. Definitely be a land piece.
Because
but how do you give away land that belongs to somebody else now?
Yeah,
So
but what I'm saying is most of the land that is acquired was stolen anyways.
I was going to say, well, anyway, you can't.
Yeah,
hear,
but
it was
now
already...
you're taking land from me and you and him.
Again, if we gotta lose stuff to give back to who rightfully owns it or should have it, then we should do that. Like the natives, they should have more than the little bullshit reservations that they get.
Yeah,
that's kind of on them at this point, though, because they're not really looking out for each other. Those tribes are kind of segregated, and they don't.
But no matter what, that's something that they shouldn't have to do.
Yeah.
The government should be doing that.
Yeah.
Because again, everything was stolen. When you were raped, pillaged, and everything was stolen from you, you gotta acknowledge it and give back.
You do know the Irish people were slaves too, right?
Yeah.
There was white slaves.
Yeah.
Irish people came here as
Yeah,
slaves.
because Irish were looked at as like,
shit people.
Yeah, shit
And
people
now,
for like.
you go to Boston and there's some of the most racist people.
Well, listen, it don't. They're not looking.
And I know it don't stop and end with Boston, but that was just a little joke.
But yeah, Irish people.
But they
came
are
here as
racist
slaves.
as hell out there.
No, but you know what though? But Boston was actually very
But how come there's
prevalent with black, like
no, it
very
was.
prevalent with black community and
Well, it
businesses.
was one of the first
and-
places to be segregated, right? Wasn't it, Boston?
I couldn't tell you off the top.
But how come there's no awareness to Irish slaves? Like nobody ever talks about that.
You're right though.
Yeah.
No, like I said, slavery across the board is all. But it's unfortunate because since the dawn of time, there's always been slaves. Now, slavery didn't matter at that point whether you was black, white, orange, or whatever the fuck. It was whether you was rich or you poor.
Because
Or if you stole, then we got you, and we
Yeah.
and now you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Back into the Roman times. I mean, you had Roman. I'm not gonna say emperors, but you had Roman higher ups that were black.
But if there
That
was
were
white
prevalent
slaves,
in the
right?
Roman community.
I only know that because I've read few things.
Yeah.
But if there was white slaves, where did they sleep? There's no way they let white slaves sleep with black slaves. So where did they house them? Did they beat them? Did they whip them?
For the Irish,
The white slaves.
no. But the Irish slaves.
I don't think they were enslaved the same way as black people. If I had to guess, again, I don't have all the
We're gonna have to
history
come
on
back
that.
to that.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
we're gonna
gonna
have to come back.
we got to table
Yeah.
that because I'm not gonna lie, you do make a good point of that, but I'm not versed in that, and that's something that I think that you just sparked my interest in that because I think
Yeah.
that's, you know what I'm saying.
I do know that there was white slaves. They can't lie about that.
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent. Like, did they cut grass? Like,
Yeah.
were they getting beat? I don't know.
Yeah.
I only know what I'm taught to know, right? Because I'm slavery has been abolished so long ago, and the sad part is we're spoon fed what they want us to know about slavery. Slavery is like the best kept secret of this country. They want to like keep it swept under the rug so bad.
They don't even want. They
It's
don't
like
even want it discussed in
it's
schools.
like if you go to
and everything.
No,
it's
which
like
is
if you go
crazy.
to like Germany, they don't want to talk about the Holocaust over there. They don't want to talk about it. Yeah, they have this stuff, but you know, like you talk to like a German over there. Listen, don't talk to us about that. That's,
I just read something very interesting about the Holocaust, right? Do you know why they started? You know, there's a big misconception about the Holocaust. So
Wait, be careful! Don't get canceled
No,
before we start.
No, this is legit. So, you know why they started killing mass amounts of people, like gas? You know why they started gas chambers?
I think from what
I bet you don't know why.
I'm gonna give my
Yep.
from like what I think what you're talking about. I think there was supposed to be some negotiation with Hitler.
No. So the reason they started killing mass amounts of people, and they used to say, "Oh, they're not even worth shooting them because a bullet costs a couple cents."
Okay.
No, the dudes that were in Germany doing the killing were constantly suffering from PTSD. So they tried to disconnect themselves from the people. So they came up with these creative ways where they could kill mass amounts of people and not have a connection to them. Because
so just put them over there and we don't even see it.
Put them over there and we don't see it. And that's why they started gassing them and killing them from a distance and killing mass amounts
plus,
of them.
Them motherfuckers were on meth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were on meth too. You know what I mean? Fucking their army would, it'll take you 3 days. They'll be there by nightfall. They don't sleep.
Yeah.
They wasn't sleeping. They was taking meth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
but that's how crazy it was, the killing.
Yeah.
That the own guys were suffering from PTSD from doing all that killing. That they said, hey, let's come up with different ways where our guys won't get hurt emotionally and we can kill mass amounts of people.
Yeah. Wow. No, see, that part I didn't know. I know that.
I hate to cut you off. My wife's here. Can you you got to call the desk to let her up.
Yeah. Of course.
I'm gonna talk finish getting in now, but. Back to Donald Trump.
Your boy.
He's not even my boy, man. Let me just make that call. This is going to die in a minute anyways. But I'm telling you, the fact that I saw your emotion go from here to here when we started talking about Trump, the media has you programmed.
I'm not programmed.
Be a numbers guy.
I'm not a media program person.
You
I don't even trust the media.
You can't. Yeah, but
I'm one of those guys
it doesn't
that
matter if you trust it. You
believe
still
none of
hear
what
it.
I hear and half of what I see.
You still hear it though. You still listen to it.
I go on.
And the media comes from music.
I go on what I see people publicly stand on.
No, I have to disagree with you on that. You know why?
Like I said, he messed up with me back then when he tried to get them dudes' body.
You know why I have to disagree with that? Because you can't tell me one other than that. And that could have been a big mistake on his part.
That was the main thing for me.
But you can't tell me one racist. So you mean to tell me everybody believed that these kids did it because the cops and everybody lied on these kids, and you can't let that go. But he was friendly.
Am I supposed to let it go?
No, but you can understand why he advocated for them to go to jail.
No, I can't. I feel like if you don't know all the facts, then you got to stay your ass out of it.
Well, you just sat there and condemned Diddy, and we don't know the facts about Diddy.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you have, come on, you have people publicly close to him been speaking out about this stuff. So, like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. They've been saying this stuff for decades about this guy, and it's not just some randoms. These are people who are all around him that know him. So what I'm saying is, I don't know what he personally did. I don't have anything factual, but when people are coming out and saying,
there's no way in the world that you hate
so
dude.
So let me ask you this: yes. Do you think Diddy's innocent? Are you saying that?
No, not at all. I need to hear more,
because what I publicly think is most people who get to the billionaire status, unless you inherited it, if you got there on your own, you had to step on a lot of people to get there.
Listen,
you don't get to that status.
There's not a billionaire alive that doesn't shit on people.
That's my point.
Yeah, it's not a billionaire.
So
alive.
you're not gonna sit there and say he ain't did a whole bunch of fuck shit to a bunch of people.
100%.
That's my point.
Yes, you need to fuck people over, but fucking people over and fucking people are two different things.
And he was fucking people. They've been saying that about him for years. They're not running around saying you're doing that. They're not saying I'm doing that.
Well, we don't got $1 billion.
And even if I did, I don't think they would be saying that. There's a bunch of millionaires out there. Shaq's a millionaire. They're not saying that about him.
Emily. She's walked away. She's going back right now.
You heard me? I said Shaq's a millionaire. They're not saying that about
billionaire.
him. All right. They ain't saying Kanye. Kanye was a billionaire for a short time before
Mhm.
Adidas canceled him.
Yep.
They wasn't saying that about him. No one came forward and said he raped me, he did anything.
There's some conspiracies about him, but I don't know what they are yet.
So believe me, they say specific people because specific people were doing things.
I just need more than hearsay, right? They raided his house. They looked for cameras. They didn't find any cameras.
You're talking about recent stuff. I'm
Yeah.
talking about things that
Didn't
are
they
dating
find
back.
a bunch of hidden cameras?
I saw.
They said he had cameras. That producer said he had hidden cameras in every single room.
Who are they?
And
Who are they?
Well, talking about Puff. He was talking about
No,
Puff.
you said they said he had cameras. Who are they? Who said it?
No, I said the producer. I corrected
Oh,
myself. I said
Yeah,
the producer.
because
did.
they raided his house, and as far as I know, they didn't find any cameras.
Okay, yeah.
And
no,
I don't know
that's
what they
just something
found or
that
didn't
I
found,
heard,
but
so
I
I'm
know
not like
he
really putting it out there
testified
like
that
this is
and said in his discovery, he said Diddy has hidden cameras in every room, and this is someone who's in the houses.
Yeah, I listen. I believe.
So I'm not going to sit there and say he's lying.
I believe probably half of what he's being accused of.
And I think he might have been doing that Epstein thing. For him to get the kind of power he had, I think he had a lot of shit on a lot of people. And that's the easiest way, is to have these
Blackmail.
lavish parties, and then you get them in these compromising positions.
You drug them up or
Yeah,
whatever.
It's real
'Cause-
easy to do that. That's an easy play for someone who. Yeah, that's an easy power
I
play.
disagree with that, man.
That's an easy power play.
You
I know you
can't-
want to believe he's innocent.
it's not. I
and
don't
he's
want to
not
believe it.
over there
I'm a
clapping
realist,
cheeks.
and I don't think you can. These are the elite. These are people that are on their guard. They got
They're not on their
publicists.
guard.
They
When
got
they're
publicists and
when they're
security.
around people, when they're around their peers, like if you're at a party, you're a billionaire, and you invited me, and you're a billionaire, I feel like I don't need to be on my guard when I'm in your presence.
So
Because
you're-
this ain't the random party where you're just
all
with
right,
regulars.
but what about the 100 girls that we don't know that are shaking their ass in front of us that could go home and tell their kids or their
They
mother?
can say whatever, but you're just a nobody that has no money, no resources, and who's gonna really believe you
Nah.
when you have the money, power, and everything else to fight off pretty much whatever they're saying?
And take it to court.
We'll
and
make
you
a prediction. You think Diddy's going to jail?
Definitely,
I think so.
I don't think he's going to
I'll
jail.
bet you right here on
Again,
air.
I don't wish jail on
I'll bet
nobody
you right on air.
I don't think he's going
unless
to jail.
like you're like
What
a
do you think he's
murderer
going
or
to
like
jail for?
or like a sexual
What
predator,
particular thing? I don't know, because they're trying to get him on,
No,
you know,
you gotta
drug trafficking. They're trying to get him on a multitude of things. So I'm not sure exactly what it is,
So
but I can tell you what, he's definitely going to jail.
as far as I know, as far as the human trafficking is such a vague law that it's so vague that he could say, hey, he could tell a girl, hey, go in there and have sex with my boy.
Mhm.
You think he's beating us? Seriously?
Well, I think he already lost. He's lost in the public. So
No,
No,
I'm
not
not
the
talking about
public,
public.
like-
I'm
like
talking
in
about
court.
legally. You think he's not
I
going
don't
to
think
jail?
he's going to jail.
No,
No.
Oh, you're
No.
bugging.
I think
Yeah,
that
I don't
he-
know for what, but he will go down for something.
He's going to jail.
I don't know what it is.
Believe
See,
me.
you can't say that.
No, because there's
See,
no,
that's the media got you brainwashed.
no. See,
You can't say that.
So you
No,
think
no.
Diddy's innocent?
No, hold
I
on.
don't think he's
No,
innocent.
I'm thinking no, but see.
So how don't you think he's going to jail? If he's not innocent, then why is
Because
he not
none
going
of
to
us
jail?
are innocent.
No,
No, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're not talking about.
like okay,
We're
'cause
not talking about being a sinner. We're all sinners.
I just
But-
told you that Diddy telling a girl, yo, my boy's in the other room. Go knock my boy off real quick. You know, and him making her believe she's gonna escalate her career by going to fucking friend.
But that's not
human
that's
trafficking.
but that's
That's human trafficking.
but honestly,
But-
I don't think that's the biggest crime.
But
I'm
it's
just telling
I
you
think
that-
when
that-
you're drugging people, when people are talking about they got raped, there's a lot of females that's saying they got raped by him.
you heard a woman come out and say he held me down and forcefully had sex with me.
I don't know what their discovery or
You
testimony
can't
is.
get, you
no,
can't
but
get
sometimes
this far
rape
and say, I don't
isn't
know.
just so blunt as
No,
you forcefully
what I'm
holding someone
saying
down,
is those girls are testifying that they were raped. In what fashion? I don't know. But they are saying he raped them.
because like rape isn't just forcefully holding you
No,
down.
I know it's not.
You know what I'm saying? Say like we
But I
drink,
never
we
heard a
parlaying,
girl come out and say that he raped me.
yeah, no, I don't know too much about that topic.
I never
there,
heard
so
that.
I
Shit,
can't-
They
I
said
can't speak to that.
Weinstein raped people and he wasn't holding them down and doing all this stuff,
No.
but he still raped them. They
Yeah.
didn't want to do it.
Yeah, but they had
The-
a story and they had
The minute a girl says no or a woman says no, that means no. And if you continue, even if you're not holding them down or
so
whatever,
is that what happened with Diddy?
I don't know.
That's you
It
can't,
depends when that discovery comes out. But the bottom line is, what is factual is girls are saying they were raped. His own ex-girlfriend, Cassie, was saying she was raped by him and drugged by him.
and basically being pimped out in a sense.
And yeah, so
It-
and that was his lady.
And settled for, I mean, it was supposed to be, I think, maybe 25, 30 mil.
And
I-
if
but
she
we
was
don't know
lying,
'cause it's really
why would he
undisclosed.
settle?
They always settle. You
Not
settle,
for
we
that.
all
Not
settle.
not for that amount. There's no way in hell if I didn't rape someone, I'm giving you $30 million.
No.
Fuck
I
no.
can see why you make
No,
just.
100% settle.
I can see why you settle.
no.
100%.
I
can
wouldn't.
see why
You
because,
would. I would.
Because 30
I
million
wouldn't
to
either,
you
but-
is the same as 30 million to me. Is not 30 million to him.
Listen.
No, but I can see why. I mean, I wouldn't settle
I-
personally. I don't give a fuck how much money I got. I'm not giving you a
Again,
fucking dime. If
So
I'm
what's
not
your moral
dead.
code? That's what I'm saying. That's what it really comes down to. If you didn't rape somebody and it's made public that you allegedly raped somebody, and then you, for the accuser, you go to that accuser and you pay them,
I'm listening. Go ahead, keep going.
then that makes you look guilty no matter what.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Absolutely not.
Everybody 100% believes he did whatever he did to Cassie. No one thinks he's innocent.
That doesn't make him look guilty.
It does.
No, that's a business move.
I
can see the
understand what
business
you're
move in
saying,
that, though.
but
I
it
can
doesn't.
see that.
Now we're talking about public opinion.
Like
They
you know what I'm
absolutely
saying?
think
like,
he did that.
Like you know what I'm saying? I can 1000% see that being a business. You know what I'm saying? Being a business move because here I'm gonna pay you this dough. Get
Kinda
See,
money.
there you go.
I'm
You're
just being
paying me.
vague with it,
You're
right? I'm
paying
just-
me $500,000 a year to look at your dirty ass. Just to be. Hey, whoa! You're in charge. Emily is in charge of watching the camera. Emily, I'm giving
No,
you $500,000
what
a
I'm
year.
saying is every camera,
You just
every
not that you're
camera,
watching them.
every
Not that you're
camera
watching
isn't
them.
hooked up
She's
to
in
it.
charge of them.
No, but what I'm
She's in
saying is
charge.
it's not always. I didn't mean to talk
No,
over you.
No.
Every camera is
Who's
not hooked
mo-
up to a screen.
What does that mean? No, it's going to a hard drive or
That's
being
it.
stored
So
somewhere.
if you're telling someone to monitor a hard drive, you don't know what this.
So
They
you-
don't know what it is.
So you mean Diddy went and wired his house?
No,
and
no.
So
What I'm
where's the
saying
dude
is-
that put the cameras in for Diddy then?
what I'm saying is that
Where's
could,
the electrician?
that could just be a
But
security guy.
No, but
Where is he?
No, but let's say this.
Don't you think he would come out right now?
You don't think? So
Hey.
you think Diddy's house doesn't have any cameras?
No,
Yes.
no, no.
A
Not hidden
mansion
cameras.
with no
Wait,
cameras.
Not
wait,
hidden
wait,
cameras.
wait. If let's just say
Because who's having sex in front of a camera out in public?
right thing because
It's a hidden camera.
Is, like you said, who's the electrician or right? Maybe before you have money.
When they're
You
building
have
the
these
house,
big estates. Hey, listen, NDA, you're gonna come work here. Whatever you see here, because I have stuff of value here.
And-
you can't speak about what you see in this household. Now, like that doesn't mean that I'm doing something nefarious by you signing this NDA. I'm protecting what I have in here. You can't speak about it. You can't talk about it because if I do, I'm coming after you. So now, if I'm hiring you for a gig,
You can't make me sign an NDA in compliance with a criminal act. You can't make me sign an NDA that says I can't talk about
but you don't know it's a criminal act.
that's a
a
thing.
hidden camera.
A
And
hidden
then-
camera doesn't
and then if
necessarily
you
mean a
find
criminal
out he's
act.
recording people having sex unbeknownst to them.
Yeah,
is a
but
felony.
but what I'm saying is the camera's there before the crime happens.
No. If I was the guy, you're not. See, the problem
Consensual.
is you guys don't
Yeah.
understand. No. If I was the guy, his electrician
Yeah.
that put in his cameras, right?
It's not.
If I was the guy that put in his cameras, now I know what his cameras were used for. Why aren't I saying anything?
He can have one.
Because
He
maybe
can
the
have one guy
NDA
install them and have another guy monitoring the system.
Oh, no,
Now what?
No, but to his question,
And
right?
he can make the
Conspiracies are crazy
He can
right
make the
now.
make. So
No, no,
you
no,
think all
but
of this is a
we just create
conspiracy?
like a
Hell
scenario.
yeah.
No. Because right now, this is just a
I
scenario.
think he's a dirty motherfucker. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, for sure.
Stop right there.
Everything was consensually agreed?
No, hell no.
Oh.
But the hidden
No.
camera thing, right? Let's
He's
say
a dirty motherfucker.
let's say that's right. Then let's say that's like, again that scenario. Now you found out shit. I installed these stuff for Diddy in his house, and this is what ended up happening. You still sign it, and but let's just that scenario. He possibly gave somebody. You're gonna come in, but you're gonna sign an NDA because again, I have stuff of value here. I have art.
Yup.
Yeah, like like you're dealing with
Yup.
high profile people, so you're not just gonna come
But
in
now
here.
we know that was used to commit a crime. That NDA is null and void.
Word,
Right?
Yes.
I can make you sign.
But what
I
if
can
that
make you
guy
sign an
doesn't
NDA
care
and you're
that
going to
you-
come to my party tonight. But if I kill somebody at my party, that NDA goes out the window. The Donald Trump
Yeah.
NDA with the woman got thrown out the window because he paid her to have sex. That's why she could talk about it. It was
How do
illegal.
you know that Homeland Security didn't find a bunch of sex tapes? And they still have to investigate if it was consensual, if it was under the influence of drugs.
Yep. They have to watch all these
I mean, because
things.
that sex tape shit.
They have to determine that by watching
yeah, for
it.
sure, exactly. That
It
sex tape
takes
shit.
time.
That is too juicy to not come out
Just
right now.
sex tape, who cares?
No.
That's so common.
First of all, if
So you think it's supposed to be on CNN
No.
immediately?
I'm going to tell you this. If Diddy knew that he had hard drives and sex tapes in his house, right? Think about it.
That's not illegal.
No. If Diddy knew that he had sex tapes, if he had all these high-profile people, right? These people that had all these positions of power, and now he knows that these tapes are in possession.
I'm going to ask you a question.
These tapes are in possession of the government.
So
is he dancing on Instagram?
So is Homeboy lying?
Who's Homeboy?
The producer, because he says he has.
Little Rod?
Yes.
Pause.
He says.
Pause on that.
He says.
No, Diddy. That makes sense.
He says.
Pause.
He says he has.
Hell yeah, he's lying.
He says he has picture and video evidence on his phone. He said at times Diddy would take his phone and record shit.
Where's it at?
So he has it.
He's 100%.
It's all in discovery.
But my only little discrepancy with Lil Rod
He's cooperating.
is that
He's cooperating. So
he's
why would he lie
disgruntled.
about saying he has something that he don't have?
Pause. Yeah, major pause with Lil Rod. So my only discrepancy with him though is the fact that he never got paid from the Love album.
What disgruntled? What did I say
he's
earlier?
Disgruntled.
Disgruntled.
So, but that doesn't necessarily. That doesn't necessarily.
So that means Diddy did
mean that-
nothing.
Let me ask you
because
a
he screwed him
question.
financially.
Let me ask you a
The
question.
discount.
Two things can't be true. You can't screw someone financially and then screw them literally.
Just because
No,
now
you can.
right there, because we could be
Yeah.
on good terms. Fuck it, you paying me, but now you're not paying me. All right, well, fuck you. I'm gonna get you back because I know all your dirt.
But
and
if I was fucking you, wouldn't I pay
pause.
No, he wasn't. It wasn't consensual.
you? Big pause.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
Rod said he woke up in the bed with
So
Diddy.
hey, what?
on the
what,
side
hey,
of him, he
what
was
hold
drugged
on,
up.
hold on. What happened first? Did he do the music and then he woke up in the bed with him, or did he wake up in the bed with him and then do the music afterwards? This shit don't add up,
The
bro.
the music was first.
All right. All right, you're gonna do music with somebody after he
You see with Usher, he still praised him.
yeah, but that's
That's like
because-
Stockholm syndrome,
because he doesn't want to come out and
So
say I
Usher
got
might
raped
be-
by this guy.
Usher might be a different story.
He-
Usher might have looked at it like this is my initiation into being famous and rich, which I don't deny Usher. I don't deny that he may have coerced Russia.
So
Usher.
that
How old
alone
was
that
Usher?
alone was illegal.
What?
Usher was 14 years
yeah.
old.
In the 90s, so like, he
He
was like
was
14, 15.
I'm telling you,
Yep.
he's not going to jail for that.
He should go to jail, all the way under the jail
There's
for
nothing
that.
about should.
Nah,
He's
yeah,
not
nah,
going to jail for
yeah,
that.
yeah, because
He's not going
should
to jail
and
for
what
that.
would be.
We just said there's no statute of
It doesn't matter. Usher's not going to
limitation
come
on rape.
forward and say he raped me. It doesn't matter. Huh? It's not going to happen. Not gonna happen.
I don't know if that
because
would
of
happen,
manhood and
to
pride.
be honest. I don't think.
Because of a lot of things.
And then, too, just because of the image. Your own image. It's like,
Image,
do I
your
really
brand.
want to
So
admit
if
that,
you
although I
believe-
know that this shit happened, but do I really want to put it out there? So it's like, for
I'm
sure.
going to tell you the main reason why they're not going to come forward. They don't need his money.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody else is coming forward.
But it's not about money.
Because
a lot
if
of
Diddy was
of
broke-
men don't. A lot of men don't admit to
It's
being
always about money.
victimized because
Even
it's
by
like your
women.
pride and your
even,
manhood.
even victimized by women. Let's not just say because men.
A lot of
even
men
women.
don't come out and admit that they've been
And as a man,
victimized.
if
No.
you say I was raped by
Hey,
like a woman,
but
you
it's
look
funny-
at the clown like,
but
come
it's
on,
funny
dog.
how when
But-
dude is a billionaire.
if you was raped, let's
Yup.
say you was doing a bit and you got raped, you're
Yup.
gonna come out of prison and be like, "Yo, I got raped in there."
Let's
Would
say
you, would you do that?
no. How about if I got raped by a billionaire in jail?
I don't know. Would you? I wouldn't.
No.
No.
Would you?
That
Nah,
would be a
because
tough
at
thing
the-
I
for me
would,
to come out
because
and
at
say.
the end of the day, it's just
Not
like.
tough for me
It's just,
because I'm going to sue his ass.
yo.
And what if you don't
I'm
win?
wrong.
So like no.
And what if you
like,
don't
you're not
win?
wrong.
I'm going to win.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm going to
but,
win.
So no.
And if I'm accused, hey,
Yo, that's great.
hey, if
Yo.
I'm accusing a random dude of raping me, I'm a different kind of victim than being raped by a billionaire. I can hold my head up high when a billionaire rapes me.
But why? Just because he got money?
Huh?
Just because he got money?
Hell yeah. I'm telling you, it's a different thing. No, that's the public perception.
Hold
That's-
on. So then, let me ask you this. Now, again, it ain't nothing personal, but let me ask you because you're saying, well, because the
No, hey, listen, I'm open book.
No,
My wife knows my whole life story.
No, but
And-
I'm,
and-
but I'm
and
just
she'll
saying,
never
though,
let
I
me
ain't
lie.
trying to
She
disrespect, but,
didn't know
like,
this.
just
She
for
didn't know how you
conversation.
felt about Diddy.
Let me just, you know what I'm saying, just for
She knows.
conversation, right?
She
So you
knows.
said if you was in prison and a billionaire raped you, came out and you sued him, you would be like, yeah, I did. But if a cat that wasn't a billionaire, you wouldn't even say shit. So
Can't get nothing out of it.
So then, my thing is, there's a price. So then, there's a price. So then, I'm asking you, so then for you, there's a price that you can be bought.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, then that's different.
I'm gonna wait. My pride. Here's my pride.
Yeah.
Here's money. 100%.
Which I respect that. If you can be bought,
Yeah.
then that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody got
Yeah.
their own
Yeah.
morals and belief. Hey,
Now, if I was raped in jail by a billionaire and then he lost all his money when he's in jail, I ain't gonna say shit. Because I ain't getting
no,
nothing
but the
from him.
bottom line is you can be bought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. You too.
No.
And you.
No, hell
way.
no.
Yes, you can.
I promise
Hell
you.
no.
Yes, you
no,
can.
no.
The fact that you go to
I
work
keep-
every day and you work 8 hours a day
I keep
in
talking
a job
about.
that you hate going
I keep
to,
talking about.
means you can be bought.
No,
No.
There-
It's because
no,
of necessity. Because
no. There's a
it's
there's
just
that's
Same
survival.
shit.
That's,
no.
no.
Being
You're talking
brave
about
and being
being
born to be
violated.
Yeah,
And that-
that's not
if-
survival.
If you said,
Survival is
okay,
I'm gonna kill
if
you.
said
You're gonna
the
kill
same
me,
person
motherfucker.
who pays
You're gonna
me
be in
is
jail.
gonna violate me.
Nah.
I'll be like, hell
I'm
no.
not that big of a cat, but
So
yo,
I'm walking.
I can be bought and I can be bought
Yeah.
in that aspect. But there's certain things you can't buy me in certain things. But yeah, I don't
but what's the difference?
because I don't look at it as so demeaning that somebody took advantage of me. That's not so bad to me that okay, this guy, like, I'm not gay, but he held me down and he raped me. But no, I'm not gonna do it. There's nothing.
You
in it
don't
for
think
me.
that's demeaning?
No, it
demeaning.
is, but it's not as demeaning.
Wait. So what are you comparing it
Wow.
as demeaning to?
As what? Yeah.
I'm not comparing it to
What's the
like as
correlation
demeaning as anything, but to stand up like Usher and just say, hey, like, I'm doing the right thing and I was raped by Diddy. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. If I was Usher, I would probably say it. Me personally, just because it's like, yo, you are a nasty motherfucker.
It's very hard for you to say that.
You're
because-
right. Because I'm just speaking from the outside.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
and you
But,
have
I mean,
and he's married and he's content
For sure,
where he is
for
and he's
sure.
a billionaire.
But
Ian,
but
yeah,
also
I get it,
he's
I get it.
he's a
Do to
sex
him-
symbol. He's an R&B star. His career is gonna be like.
But-
He's still considered a baby.
for sure, yeah, because he's still in his 20s, maybe 30s or something now. But
I just love how he's already. You guys got him in the electric chair.
no.
Over all
I
speculation.
don't.
We don't know Bieber. We don't know Usher. We're taking sound bites,
Of course,
and we're forming our own opinion from a statement, a small, not even a statement. 2 words from Bieber, 2 words from Usher.
So what about Usher's mother, who wilded out on Diddy back then?
Who knows? He could have gave him a beer. I don't know. I wasn't there. You weren't there. We weren't there.
Didn't Usher speak up before about how they were living when he was there?
Usher spoke
No,
out about having him in
no,
the club.
No,
and-
Howard Stern asked Usher, would he ever send his kids to Diddy camp?
And he said no.
hell no.
yeah.
Not no,
But
hell no.
that-
but at the same time, that could be kind of looked at like that. That's like you can
But-
shape it however you want.
But
to.
everybody knew what he
In-
was talking
in Diddy's
about.
defense,
people,
right?
people were reading
None of
between the
us have
lines.
any
Yeah, no, I
idea.
get it, but
how it is to live that way every night out,
yeah,
every night drinking.
partying, women everywhere.
And when I say partying, I'm not talking about
yeah,
fucking whiskey.
Nah.
I'm talking about partying.
Yeah, clapping dudes' cheeks.
Yo, the media got him in a chokehold.
oh
Yeah.
shit, man.
Hey. Listen to the facts, and I'm telling you, logistically, it's impossible for him to be who they say he is. It's impossible.
no, it's not impossible.
Weinstein was a
It's
one-on-one
possible.
guy and girl, guy and girl,
Listen,
It's not
100%.
impossible.
I can't.
Epstein had a whole island with
one-on-one.
no,
Yeah,
not
one-on-one. Yeah,
multiple
two or
minors.
three people at a time. Yep, 2 or 3 people at a time. Ian Epstein was very selective as to who he brought in and who left. Diddy,
Income 13-year-olds. That's not very selective.
listen, Epstein and Diddy.
So,
Diddy. You're
so
talking
you
about
think Epstein was innocent too?
No, hell no.
That's what you sound. It
No,
sound like you're
I'm telling
arguing.
you- I'm
that.
telling you that Epstein went through great lengths to conceal what he did.
And you don't
He
think
only brought
You
people-
don't, but you don't think
Just-
Diddy's doing it?
No,
just
because
a conversation because I
Babe,
can't say
Diddy had a party, right? What they're saying is Diddy would have parties, sex parties. Where were these girls? These 100 girls? Where'd they come from? These 100 girls.
Let me
Booby
ask
trap.
you about the same thing.
Where
with
did they?
Epstein.
Hold on.
Booby
Talk
trap.
to a girl.
First of all, a lot of people were in the industry.
No.
Like a secret
You're talking
chat.
about 100 girls coming in today, and these guys, they don't want the same girls tomorrow. They want different girls. These girls have friends and they have kids, and they go home and they tell people, and they tell people, and they tell people.
Why do
It's impossible.
Why do you think all those rumors and all that shit was going on years ago?
But there was rumors of that.
Because people
So,
been
but again,
talking.
I can't condemn right there. I
This
can't
is not new
solely
shit.
say-
2001, I had a best friend that had a roommate that had a 15-year-old daughter that was missing with Diddy from meeting him here in concert and going with him to New York. 15 in 2001.
So that didn't happen?
I don't.
I've been telling him that for years, and I wouldn't lie about that.
Listen, I do not believe hearsay.
So no, so I'm saying you don't believe that story.
I believe that. I think there's a strong possibility he slept with a
So-
15-year-old.
So again,
Yeah.
that's illegal.
Yeah.
But
I'm telling you, he ain't gonna go to jail for that.
no,
He's not going to jail for that kid.
but not that kid.
But what I'm saying is, if he's capable of doing that, then why isn't
I
he
never
capable
said he
of
wasn't
everything?
capable of that.
No, but you said it's
You're
impossible.
saying it. You're saying it's impossible.
It's
that he
impossible
did
to do the shit you guys are saying he did.
No.
it. We're saying he did the
100%.
same
Wait,
shit.
hold on. Hold on. Okay, well, so how is that impossible when you have funds that are unlimited for the
Mhm.
most part.
Funds that are unlimited means people. People talk.
And people like money. So people can be
There's
bought.
no more money.
Yeah,
now.
to
No, but
shut
people
up.
can be bought.
All right.
Right? People can be
And
bought.
media,
and you're
and
bought
media
and
buys
you are,
people too.
But is that money bigger than what Diddy's gonna pay
Yes.
you? Maybe.
So
Yes.
maybe.
all right.
100%.
You know,
but
maybe.
his argument
For
is
sure,
that
I'm
his
not gonna
argument
argue-
is that
I
the
mean-
media is doing it. So what's
My-
the media's motivation for doing this to Diddy?
There
Oh
was
my
a
God,
motivation.
Media is
I can
making
see
millions
that.
of dollars off this.
They didn't pull us out.
Somebody
It's
somewhere is
propaganda.
making millions of dollars.
But hold on, wait.
Millions of dollars off this.
What the fuck? Hold on.
Rhode Island, and I know a story about Diddy. They didn't pull us out of their ass.
I didn't know what you
Yeah, that's
talking
crazy.
about. I didn't know that
I wouldn't
happened.
have even known that. But like, okay, but you know, pause. Though. Let's just, you know what? Let me just switch gears completely, like 360. I wonder what the fuck is going on in the world and politics right now that Diddy is taking over the news.
Well,
Because because forever it's been Israel and Palestine and Ukraine. So what's happening now
Well,
that
usually
Diddy?
it's a distraction. I know what you're saying.
And
I don't agree with that.
And then on top, but hear this: when Hunter Biden's son was getting prosecuted, or not prosecuted, but was going through investigation and all sorts of shit,
his laptop.
what popped up? The submarine took over the news.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening?
Different kind of news though. The people that are watching the news for the submarine are not watching the.
No, it's not. No,
The
no.
people that are watching the Diddy news are not. I'm well aware of current affairs. I know everything that's going on in the world today.
Yeah.
I know everything. Hey, I know that. Hey,
My man say
hold
with
on.
such conviction,
Hey,
like, yo.
I know that. Hey, I know that a black dude shot a police officer in Queens.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yes.
Not on mainstream media,
It's not.
right? Not on,
You see,
because the media does not want to push that.
But like you
That's
see,
what they don't want you.
But
Well,
people
you
to
see
see
it on
they
X,
had
though.
his funeral.
Who the cop?
I mean, yeah, the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you didn't see that. Where'd you see that?
on CNN.
On CNN.
That's how I found out about
In
it.
and out, quick. But
So-
no marches. No marches for the cop.
Well,
No advocates. No Blue Lives Matter. No none of that.
but you know why?
but
Because
is there going to be
Diddy
a
is
march
the head
every
of the
single
news,
time?
though.
No.
No,
Because Diddy,
But if it was a
because
cop that shot a
Diddy-
black dude,
because Diddy
there would be a
is
march.
the head right now.
There should be.
He's the
because they're supposed to be protecting us.
but they're getting killed.
Not at the rate that people,
No,
cops are shooting people.
at a higher rate.
No,
More black people shot cops every year consecutively, right? Than cops shoot black people.
killed, shot
And killed.
There's no way.
Look it up. More black people shoot police officers than police officers shoot black people. I'm not racist. I'm a numbers guy. Everything's gonna come down to numbers to me.
you
No
can
way.
no, but you can no, but they, no, but
Of course it matters. Because we're talking about and it doesn't matter that the dude that shot the cop was black. It doesn't matter. We're
No.
talking about a cop that got shot and there's no parades. There's no
but
nothing.
like she said, the cops are made to protect us. So it's crazy that you're even killing people like that.
It's crazy to me that you're made to protect us.
Your
and,
job-
and you got killed and nobody cares.
No, it's not that nobody cares. He had a whole bunch of people there.
A whole bunch?
Yes.
How many parades?
It does not necessarily going to be a parade, but he had a whole shitload of people there. For his.
Did anybody loot?
Did anybody what?
Loot stores, break stores, and
No.
shit.
Why would people do that for a cop?
speaking of looting stores, let me ask you this. But that's fucked up though, because it should. Because at the end of the day, they are a public servant. Regardless, and right there. And
That's-
but but who's to say that cop got killed was a piece of shit? He could have been a great cop.
What
He
about
was a
that?
great cop.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
What are they going to say?
But still, but regardless, there are great cops out there. There's that stigma that cops are bad. Not all cops are bad.
5%
Man.
of cops are great.
Are great. It's the 5%.
Oh, you can't put a number on it. Don't do
No,
that.
you can.
Don't do that.
No,
Don't do that.
No, you can because
put a
there's a
number
certain
on it.
amount of cops.
What's the percentage?
I would say 90, 85, 90% of cops.
I
are
would
good.
say, I would say 85 to 80.
Yeah,
But
I
like,
agree.
you know what I'm saying? But again, it goes back to what we kind of started with. Negativity spreads further than positivity. So it's easier for the news media
Mainstream
to like
media
push.
thrives on racism right now,
It does
Yeah.
because it falls.
There's
in
an agenda
in
for mainstream
in
media
the
to
narrative
create
for the
racism.
Democrats as well.
and
So-
you're eating it up.
You know,
He's eating it up. He's eating it up. Like most black people in this country, they're eating it up.
Oh,
Like
man.
D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley is a big problem.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
See, because
Tell me more.
Because Trump don't like him. That's
No,
why.
Trump doesn't even know D.L. Hughley. I'm telling you, D.L. Hughley's a problem because everything that happens, he makes it into race.
Mm.
Everything.
I don't like that though.
It doesn't matter.
I don't like that.
As long as there's a black and a white person involved, he makes it. Or if something happens to a black person, he says, "Oh, if it was a white person, it would be different." So there's an agenda there, and he creates everything
Yeah.
about race.
I don't like that.
But you
though.
know what's crazy about that comment? It is true in a lot of cases.
It can be, but
A lot of
sometimes-
things that happen negatively to people in color in general. It doesn't even have to be black. It would be different if it was a white person.
So I'm a numbers guy.
I can't agree with that.
And don't sit there and come up with some crazy number saying is it.
no, I'm a numbers guy.
No,
and
I
I
wouldn't
need
even say that
statistics.
either.
I need statistics.
Right. How are you going to get statistics on everything?
Yeah.
Of course you have it.
You're not going to.
We're talking
Like,
about crimes.
who are you polling?
We're talking about crimes.
Who are you polling?
Crimes.
We're talking about, like, discrimination and everything.
Like, you can't poll discrimination.
Umbrella
That just
of
happens
discrimination.
randomly.
And I didn't report it every time. So how are you gonna know?
Yeah, I'm getting outnumbered by somebody on the show.
nah, but I do agree with you though, right? I don't like how everything is. There are certain times where yes, the race is involved, but not everything. I don't feel like everything race involved.
Right now,
I feel like that is just a hot topic to push the narrative
Everything-
for whatever it is. There are some instances where yes, race is involved, but I don't feel like every single little thing race is involved. But I feel like that's just like it's
he made a statement
it's the
earlier,
hot topic to.
and then he tried to backpedal on it.
Which one?
What was the
And you
statement?
said every old white man is racist.
I said, I believe.
Yes.
My personal belief.
Yes.
I said most older men that are like 80 something years old and grew up in that era where racism was prevalent, they have some kind of biases. I truly believe that. I'm not backpedaling. I truly believe
where
that. I
racism-
believe that.
But how about where racism wasn't prevalent?
What do you mean?
When
the
wait
whole
wait
country.
wait
No.
Where
when
was
hasn't
Martha's Vineyard? Do you see an old white man in Martha's Vineyard and think he's racist?
I would.
Racist? I don't know if he's racist or not. I know that was.
He said he would.
That was.
There are plenty of black people. I know. I go to Martha's Vineyard just like you do. I know it has a strong and big African American heritage over there, but it doesn't mean that certain things didn't exist.
It doesn't mean that
During
they,
a certain time.
For instance, the Inkwell is the only beach we could go to.
Yep.
but
Why
it,
is that?
It doesn't
Why?
also.
Why? Answer that question.
I
Why
know-
is
I
the
know
inkwell?
I know why.
Why?
Because it was the only beach that black people were allowed to swim in.
All right. So
No,
based on what?
But
Racism.
do you know why black people even went to Martha's Vineyard?
Why?
Do you
tell
know
me.
why?
I want you to.
You're
educate.
supposed to know.
No, I want you to.
Because
educate.
it was one of the very first vacation spots that black people were allowed to vacation. Like,
By property.
to
and
buy property.
Yeah.
well, no, before buy property, just the vacation there.
No,
were allowed
but they were also
Then they were
allowed to buy property.
Yeah. Yep. But that's the history. But when you see an old white dude in Martha's Vineyard, you think, like, inherently, you think that somewhere inside him he's racist.
Yeah, because everybody didn't grow up there from fucking 2 to 83.
And
Nah,
even
I
if he
totally
did,
disagree
he
with
might have
that.
been alive when we could only swim in the
It's
Inkwell.
sad to me that you look at anybody that's older and white and think that there's bias.
They
That
ca-
he can't
Listen,
just be at peace with people. That's
No,
sad.
no, I'm not saying that they're not capable of being at peace. I'm saying they can still possess. Two things can be true. You can be at peace with people, but still have racial biases.
Well, racial.
It's the same reason why people that I've been cool with personally,
You're always gonna have
when
racial
when,
biases.
when things went left with me and that person, then all of a sudden I'm a nigga, and that's happened to me. So again, I gave you grace. I was your friend.
You think that would happen to me and you?
Nah, I don't.
You had to think about it.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Because of
What if you did some really-
because you come from where I come from. You grew up the same way, so you identify. Put it this way: even though you're not black, you identify with the struggle in a different way because you came up that way.
So you
So
think?
I give you that grace. But if you came up, and I'll answer your question,
Mhm.
if you came up in an affluent, if you grew up in Barrington with all kinds of resources and all that shit, I would think differently.
So let me ask you a question, right?
Mhm.
You think that me growing up in a black neighborhood would make me not racist or racist?
It could go either way,
I'm asking him
depending on your experience.
because you
Well,
just said no because I grew up in that neighborhood and I understand.
But I also know you,
yeah,
so there's different.
Nah, but
Yeah.
but I'll answer like not
and I'm
just-
asking him because he doesn't know me.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but just not just because you said it, but that's what I'm gonna say. It can go either way because your experience could be growing up in a black neighborhood. I fucking hate these people.
Yeah,
They're fucking awful to me. Blah 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 blah. Right? Or shit, they were awful to me, but I had to get to know them, and now we cool, right? Because I grew up in in Pawtucket over there by Main Street, which is mainly Cape Verdeans. So I grew up around a lot of Cape, like around a lot of Cape Verdeans. So
Which is not black people.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
They are.
Ask your mother and your ancestors.
You said what?
They're like Portuguese.
Cape Verdeans
they're-
don't consider themselves black.
No, they don't.
No,
they don't.
just 'cause they don't consider themselves
some
black,
of
they are
them
black.
Don't
They're black.
identify as black.
You did not just say that.
Cape Verdeans don't consider themselves
I'm
black.
Cape Verdean.
So some of the older
My
Cape
wife's
Verdean,
Cape Verdean too, and she's
Where-
black. She's
So,
black.
Ask your wife's mother if she's black.
But where
She
is
is.
where's Cape Verde?
Your wife's mother. It doesn't matter where she's at.
What?
It's your mentality. Your wife's mother and her father, they think they're black, African American black,
Well, I can't speak to
I'm
if
gonna
they
tell you
think
why
they
don't, and then
they
you
are.
can
If they're
because
African
they,
American black.
they identify more as Portuguese
yeah.
than they do black.
Because that's all they
All right.
do.
Yeah,
So
but
you can't refer to Cape Verdeans. That's so off. That's so different than what we're talking
We
about.
belonged to Portuguese back then. They only could read and write that in school.
Yep.
They
I mean,
actually
and Cape Verde was like what? Just like it was actually like a
Yeah.
prison island before it became an actual thing. You know what I'm saying?
It was a holding.
Yeah. So
Station.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but still they
You like
but
controversy.
Huh?
I said you're controversial.
Yeah.
man.
Listen,
no, but I like it though.
You need disagree.
Yeah,
No, but like
yeah.
no, but all I'm saying though is that regardless if they want to consider themselves black or not, that's not the point. At the end of the day, what people look at is the color of your skin. Because you could be Cape Verdean,
If
or-
this,
right,
and that's what it really
right,
comes
so
down
that's
to.
what it boils down to.
He's
so,
right.
So like at the end of the day, it's what is your outside pigmentation, right? So if you, like you said, right, so like your point, so it can be either way because you can be either had it up to here with these people because they're treating you like shit. I fucking hate these people. These fucking black people. Or you were embraced. You got to be indulged in the culture with them. You got to learn and you got to be around them. So it's all about perspective on that point. So there's no black or white answer. It all depends on how you grew up. I personally believe. But because if you do go with the route that, which most people do, I think most people that grew up in like Hispanic and black neighborhoods, and if there's a white person there, they understand. They understand a little bit more because they see it. Now that hatred coming out of it, I don't really see that often. You see like you see the whites gravitate towards the Hispanic and blacks because we embrace them, we're cool, we grow up together, and you start to learn our culture, I learn yours, and we start to like intermingle. So so that white person has more of an understanding than someone from Barrington or from fucking or from Worcester. I mean, not from Worcester, from like Westerly. You know what I'm saying? They have more of an understanding. Yes, you're still white, but you have you have an inside eye into the neighborhood. You live in the neighborhoods. You are outside scraping your knees on the ground with these people, getting dirty with these people.
That's the way
And that is
I look
different
at
opposed to
how
someone
him
that
and
is
Billy
just
grew up.
sitting out. And like you said, you grew up on the West End, so you know what I'm saying. So it's like, you was still white, but don't matter. You still were embedded in that community. You were still a part of the community. So at the end of the day, white or black didn't matter. You was part of that community, and so and those people and I believe people that who grew up in that, skin color really doesn't matter at that point.
No,
You know what I'm saying? It just
they were
do
accepted
you
in the
understand
hood.
me and I understand you.
I mean, I was and I wasn't. But
And I can't speak totally on your experience,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'll speak for Billy because I actually did a lot with him when we was young, and he was definitely accepted.
Well, so Billy was accepted, right? But like you said earlier, you had a friend and you thought you guys were friends, but the very first thing that came out when you weren't friends was
But he also didn't come up in the hood like me.
no. But when you're white growing up in a black neighborhood, you get this all day long, racial slurs all day, and nobody thinks nothing of it. So the minute Billy did something in
Racial slurs is what towards you?
So
yeah, towards white people.
So
Because
what
black
was they
people think
saying to
nothing
you?
of
Yo, white boy, blah, to check
white
that.
boy. There's
Yo,
Peckerwood,
Peckerwood, cracker,
honky
whatever.
cracker,
Yeah. Okay.
Just
okay.
everything.
Gotcha.
Don't touch my chicken, like whatever.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of super duper racial shit. Right? You agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
But
I'm
it doesn't.
saying that
it
it
doesn't
doesn't happen
It
in front
doesn't
of
mean
me.
But it's still
nothing
wrong
to me.
though. At the end, it is still wrong.
It doesn't mean nothing. I feel nothing
Yeah, no, but it's still wrong though.
because when I was a kid and I was growing up and there was so much racism towards me, I didn't feel biased. I just it was like a joke,
Yeah.
and I felt no hatred behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like it wasn't the way a white person would discriminate against a black person. To me, it was just funny
Yeah.
and all like banter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Just
But
just
it's
shooting
still
shit.
prevalent. It still exists.
It do.
Big time. And the first thing that comes out is white. Oh, fucking white boy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes out. And
It's
especially in those neighborhoods.
It's true.
But I don't harbor no resentment or nothing like that. It's just something that goes overlooked. You don't hear about that. You know what I mean?
Hurtful, though?
I don't think so. No.
That's why there's a difference.
No.
I almost to be
Do you think you have any trauma from that?
No, I almost feel, to be honest with you, I almost feel like because I'm so accepting of it, it's kind of like bonding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's like we talk shit to each other. It's just a way of talking shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just,
I
but it's
think
not
so.
like, but see,
Yeah.
and I feel because it's like what's coming behind it. Yeah, it's racial, but it's not really intended to be racial.
I didn't know what racism was until I was older.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know what racism was. As I grew up when I was a kid, I had all black friends. I grew up in a black neighborhood. My ex-wife is black. I got 3 kids that are half black. My wife now is black. I didn't know what racism was until I started to get into the media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I started watching the news, watching what was going on in the world, and then I started to experience racism. I never experienced racism. Even with people calling me racial slurs, I didn't consider that racism. I also don't have the history of being enslaved and all that shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be embedded in me to feel that. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm not attributing that to like your plight or what you've been through or how you feel. It's totally different.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And whenever anybody made a racial slur towards me, like I said, it was always a laugh behind it or like banter or a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was never
like-
intended to be a malicious thing.
It wasn't like, wow, I was getting hit or beaten. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not even trying to compare the two.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't even know why we went down this road, but
That was a good way to end it.
It was.
yeah.
Good conversation, man.
Appreciate you.
Hey, man, it was great. Al, Walter, yeah, this was just a shoot the shit pod, basically. You know what I'm saying?
So we did the
this was
first
great.
podcast already, and then we just wanted to talk with Al, and
Very interesting, especially your take on
Yup.
she knows how I feel.
You're
She's
gonna
acting
talk
great.
about that the whole time.
She be like,
Shut up,
I'm gonna
man.
scold you when I get home.
She knows how I